Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel where we look to bring you all the latest celebrity and entertainment news, plus much more. Today we're going to be discussing a theory that has circulated online and beyond for quite some time. The theory that Winnie the Pooh and his friends are each a representation of a different mental health issue. Before we go any further, let's be clear, this is a theory and not a diagnosis in any way. It's important to seek help from a professional if you suspect that you or someone you know may be struggling with a mental health issue. That all said, let's dive into the theory. First, how can we not start with the big bear himself? Let's talk about Winnie the Pooh. Beyond the recent horror movie adaptation, Winnie the Pooh is generally portrayed as a lovable, silly bear who absolutely loves to eat honey. However, due to a lot of his attention in adaptations being focused very much around this action, some have suggested he may in fact be suffering from an eating disorder, specifically binge eating disorder. Binge eating disorder, which can be characterized by episodes of eating large amounts of food in a short period of time, this does often come along with feelings of guilt or shame. This may seem at first not to match Winnie's bright and cheerful exterior. However, we can see in many adaptations of the character, specifically in the cartoon portrayals, there are many episodes where Winnie the Pooh is seen to overindulge with his stocks of honey and then soon after seen to talk about this binge and mention his severe regret and feeling bad about his actions. Next up, let's move on to the character that many nonchalantly talk of in terms of mental health issues without even thinking. That is Eeyore. Eeyore is almost exclusively depicted as a melancholy character who is always seemingly in a low mood, both physically and overall. Due to this, it has been suggested for some time that Eeyore is in fact suffering from some form of chronic depression. Depression is a mental health condition that, depending on its various interactions, can cause feelings of sadness, loss of interest in activities, and a complete lack of energy, executive dysfunction, and much more. This appears to reflect closely from what we see from the character, where Eeyore is often seen sitting alone or expressing feelings of hopelessness. Now we have to talk about many people's favourite character overall and the king of bounce themselves. Let's talk about Tigger. Tigger is rarely seen in any other way than a hyperactive character, constantly bouncing around and in fact often playing into the hyperactivity and acting in an incredibly impulsive way. It has been suggested by many due to this, Tigger hits a lot of the indicators of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, better known as ADHD. This is a neurodevelopmental disorder that can cause hyperactivity, impulsivity, and difficulty paying attention. From this, you can see how it can be seen that the character hits much of this. In many instances, Tigger is shown bouncing around and going at a much faster and more determined pace than other characters. Now let's talk about Winnie the Pooh's most dedicated, potentially long-suffering companion, Piglet. Piglet is most often depicted as a timid and fearful character who is easily scared by any small thing happening around him. Due to his shy and apprehensive nature, it is unsurprising that a large number of the audience to the classic believe that he suffers from anxiety. More specifically, generalized anxiety disorder. Generalized anxiety disorder is a mental health condition that in certain circumstances can cause excessive bouts of worry and intense fear, culminating from everyday activities. This is very hard to argue with on this character when we see him many times shown worrying about a variety of things that most, if not all, of the other characters and many of those enjoying the tales see as trivial and simple. And then, last but by no means least, we have Rabbit. Rabbit is often portrayed as an excessively organised individual, taking great pains in their perfectionist character. One who likes things to be done a specific and very thought out way. Beyond this, we also see Rabbit having very emotional and anxious outbursts and suggesting that what most see as inconsequential is in fact vital and can cause horrific outcomes when not listened to. This, unsurprisingly, has led a large number of fans to suggest that Rabbit could be recognised as having obsessive compulsive disorder, or OCD. OCD is a mental health and, more specifically, complex anxiety disorder that, as well as being seen through the repetition of specific actions and behaviours, also can cause unwanted, oftentimes disturbing, intrusive thoughts. This then seems evident in many ways through the portrayals of the character, so often put to film, with Rabbit shown obsessing over small details and needing things to be done a certain way. So there you have it. There is the theory explained of Winnie the Pooh and his friends each being possibly recognised as having a different mental health issue. While this theory may not be true, it is important to recognise that mental health issues are out there in many forms and can affect anyone. If you or someone you know is struggling with a mental health issue, please seek out professional assistance and get the help you may need. So what do you think? Are there other characters that fit other disorders? Was this intended? Are they good representations? So many questions. Why not let us know what you think below, and as always, we hope you've enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more juicy updates. Thanks for watching.